Hi everyone. We are back into a second installment of Volume of Cylinders. I think we'll do one more video involving this too, because I really want to get into working backwards when they give us volume as well. But let's go ahead and go through some of these word problems because this is the kind of stuff you'll see on STAR. Um, so let's get right into it. Number six, a cylinder has a diameter of 14 feet and a height of h feet. Which equation can be used to find V, the volume of the cylinder? Well, remember, what do we need to find the volume of a cylinder? So in our previous video, we said volume is the area of the base times the height. And so that would tell me that V is equal to BH. That would tell me that V is equal to pi times R squared times H. Okay, word problem gives me diameter, which doesn't work. So that says D equals 14. So we know we have to find R. So R equals 7. If R equals 7, we still don't know what H is. We can look at our multiple choices down here and we can say, well, C and D are wrong immediately because we don't have need for diameter. We need radius. So then we go from here to here and look at those. So if I plug in my numbers, the ones that I have, we know V is equal to pi. Replace R with 7. So 7 squared times H. If I look here, well, we don't do 7h squared. We don't do radius height squared. It's radius squared then height. That messes up our whole formula, so we cross that out. And the only possible choice is A, which puts it at pi r squared h. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into a word problem. It's the same concept, it's just with words instead of a picture. But remember, you can always draw a picture to help yourself out. So the inside drum of a washing machine is shaped like a cylinder. Key word, cylinder. It has a diameter of 3. Okay, so D equals 3. And a height of 2.5 feet. H equals 2.5. Okay, find the volume to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so if D is 3, we need to find R. And let's say R is 1.5 because that's half of 3. Then we plug all our numbers in because V is equal to BH, which equals pi R squared H. Okay, if I plug all my numbers in, that tells me that V is equal to pi times 1.5 squared times 2.5. Okay, so in terms of pi, we're going to multiply everything else. So I'm going to put TO pi, just so you know that's terms of pi. So that's 1.5 squared times 2.5. So that gives me 5.625 pi. That is my volume in terms of pi. So volume in terms of pi, which would be feet. So that's feet cubed or cubic feet. Our final volume is equal to that number, 5.625 times 3.14. So we're going to multiply 5.625 times 3.14, and that gives us 17.66 feet cubed or cubic feet. Okay, so once again, terms of pi is multiplying everything except for pi, so we get exact as possible. And then our final answer is multiplying that number, which is radius squared times height, by that ratio of pi, which gives our final answer. Okay, so our final volume to the nearest hundredth is 17.66 cubic feet. Okay, so once again, when in doubt, you can always draw a picture, but we could take the information they gave us and plug it into the formula. So let's go ahead and look at the next one, and then we'll do a couple more word problems that involve working backwards. So we have number 8. Tim buys 6 cans of soup, and for each can has a diameter of 1.5 inches. So once again, diameter again, 1.5. So D equals 1.5. So R is equal to half of that. Let's go 0.75 inches. Okay. And a height of 2 inches. So H equals 2. What is the total volume of 6 cans of soup? So V equals what? Question mark. And what is 6V equal? Question mark. So I put 6V there because that's the volume times 6. Okay, so first thing we do is find the volume for 1. Okay, so we know V equals BH, which equals pi r squared times H. We know R is 0.75. We know H is 2. We're going to plug those all in. So we're going to do terms of pi first. So terms of pi. So that's going to be pi times 0.75 squared times 2. And that's going to give us our terms of pi answer from a calculator. 0.75 squared times 2. That's 1.125. So V pi is equal to 1.125 pi. Okay? Final V is going to be 1.125 times 3.14, which is equal to 3.53 cubic inches. Okay, so 3.53 cubic inches is the volume for 1. So what is the volume for 6? So this would be 6V, or 6 times my can, so 6 cans. That would be 3.53. And you can see my calculator in the top corner over here. 3.53 times 6. And that's going to give me 21.18 cubic inches. That's how much volume 6 cans hold. Okay, so volume isn't too terribly complicated. We just have to read carefully to see what they're asking for. It says round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. It was not necessary because you can see our final answer here is 0.18, so we're good to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into some more word problem type situations and see where that takes us. So we have some guided practice here, and at the top I'll go up here so we can look. It says use your knowledge of the volume formula to solve the questions below. Which of the following correctly describes the steps to find the volume of a cylinder? Well, on our first page, we know that volume is equal to BH, and we know that B is the area of the base. Okay, so B, draw arrow. Okay, area of base. And this is my height. If I can see that, I know that B and H are multiplication. So this says area of the base times height. So I'll go through here. Find the circumference of the base. No. Square the area of the base. No, there's no square. Find the area of the base and add it. No addition sign. Our only choice is B, but find the area of the base and multiply it by the height of the cylinder. It's the only one that makes sense. That's the one I'm choosing. Okay, number 2. Eric needs to find the area of the base of a cylinder. Which formula would he use? So area of the base is B, area of the base. So area of the base, which is a circle, area is pi r squared, pi times r squared. Okay, the first one, 2 pi r, that's circumference. Cross it out. 2 pi r h, that's not a formula that we'd use here. Okay, and then none of the above. That doesn't work because there is something, pi r squared. So that's the only choice we can use. Once again, go through your notes. If you have any questions, rewatch the older videos to help you out with formulas and things of that nature. But hopefully this is helpful going on. So then, number 3, which of the following is a true statement about the formula V equals BH? B represents the diameter. Well, we've already said that V is area of the base, so to not waste time. B represents circumference. We know both of those are wrong, so we're going to say neither A and B are true. Okay, we'll go through one of these 4 through 6 because it's just volume practice. And then we'll go down to the bottom because that's where I really want to get into, working backwards when given volume. So look at number 6. Same thing like we did before. We got volume, or we got base, and we have height. So labeling is always your friend. We know that V is equal to pi r squared h because this is B and that's h. So r in this case is 8 because, or sorry, that's not correct. R is 4 because D equals 8. Okay, H is 8. So if we want to find terms of pi, we're going to do 4 squared times 8, and then we're going to put pi at the end. So let's go ahead and go on our calculator, and we're going to do 4 squared times 8. That's 128. So 128 pi would be my volume in terms of pi. And then we multiply that 128 times 3.14, and that's going to be 401.92 centimeters cubed. Okay, so that's basically what we're doing. I wrote the formula down, but I didn't plug them in because, this is r squared, this is h, and that's pi. So these are all the numbers that will be a part of that v. Okay, so don't be like me. Take your time, label, and things will be made much more simple. All right, so let's go into let's see, number 7. A cylindrical basket has a volume of 15 cubic feet. V equals 15. And if the height is 1.5, what is the area of the base? So what is B? Okay. Well, B is area of the base. So like if we use our formula V equals BH, and we plug our numbers in, this says that 15 is equal to B times 1.5. In order for me to get rid of, because they want to know what is B, sorry. In order for me to get rid of this number over here, we treat it like an equation, isolated variable. We're going to divide by 1.5 on both sides. Okay, this goes away. So we're left with B is equal to 15 divided by 1.5. And if you need a calculator for it, please do. The answer is 10, but just double check right there, right? So 15 divided by 1.5, B equals 10, or pi r squared equals 10. Okay, so, and it's feet, so 10 feet. Okay, all right, let's go on to the next one, because this one's going to take a little bit more explaining, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so reminder, volume is area of the base times height. When given the volume, we're going to have to work backwards to find our solution. So V equals, and I'm skipping through because of time for this video, V equals 125.6. H is equal to 10. So what is R? So if I use the area is pi r squared, what we're going to do is we're going to plug in all our numbers. So V equals, or rather 125.6 is equal to 3.14, okay, that's pi, times 10 times r squared, because we don't know what r is. So we're going to multiply these numbers out. We multiply those out. That ends up being 31.4. R squared is equal to 125.6. Okay? When we get rid of the r, or to get rid of the number in front of r, we're going to divide both sides by 31.4. Okay? So this goes away. Boom. We're left with 125.6 divided by 31.4. That equals 4. So 4 is equal to, let's see if I have room, 4 is equal to r squared. Okay? To get rid of the square, we take the square root of both sides, and that leaves me with r equals 2. So once again, we are able to find every variable in this equation as long as we're willing to work backward and use our rules for solving equations, inverse operations. But yeah, if you have any questions, please send a comment. Please like, share, subscribe, and hopefully this information was helpful for you. Until next time.